Hello, everyone. It's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and welcome to the streaming Wasteland here on the SPDM Crew Podcasting Network. And this is my weekly show where each Friday I pick a streaming service, like this week will be Hulu, and I'll give you three previously released films to check out. And hopefully, by the end of this episode, you have a nice full weekend full of movies to go check out. And I'm going to get started with a more recent film. Usually, I try to keep these at least 10 years old, and this is indeed 11 years old at this point, which don't love that. But this is 2014's raunchy comedy, Neighbors. And this is from director Nicholas Stoller, who, has had films like Storks and Forgetting Sarah Marshall and a whole bunch of films and comedies specifically from this era. And here we have the combination of Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne, who are this couple, and they are just living their lives. And then a fraternity moves in next door. And this is a wild comedy that, one, really has a lot of fun parenting kinds of elements that Rose Byrne and Seth Rogen really lean into. And then you have the fraternity next door, which has such a fun group. It's actually Zac Efron in one of the first roles that really stood out to me, showing like he's legitimately a funny guy and has some great comedic timing. You even have Dave Franco, who's a great addition. You have the likes of like Jared Carmichael and Christopher Mintz-Plasse. And then on the more adult side of things, you have the combo of Ike Barinholtz and Carla Gallo. And this cast is fantastic. They have so many great gags. They have the Robert De Niro party and, you know, the fraternity making a whole bunch of molds of themselves and selling them for charity and a whole bunch of shenanigans. The whole getting super drunk and having to breastfeed gag is quite fantastic in this as well. The cast is amazing. There's tons of laughs, and this is certainly one of the best raunchy comedies of the past 15 years for sure. Now, turning things back a little bit further to 1995, we have the gangster epic Casino. And this is from director Martin Scorsese. And this is the film that I feel like it's a little bit in the shadow of Goodfellas because it's another gangster movie from that era, both with Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci in it as well. But this time it's De Niro who's the lead here as Sam Ace Rothstein, this Jewish gangster who's making a big time out in Las Vegas. And this film really captures the inner workings of the casino business. You have somebody like Joe Pesci who is violent and brutal and angry and scary. You have Sharon Stone in this very complex and flawed female character here who is has this connection with De Niro's character. You have some good supporting turns, just a disgusting and slimy James Woods, Dom Rickles as the floor right hand man of Robert De Niro. You have the likes of Kevin Pollak. There's just such a great cast here. A lot of familiar faces for sure. And this is a towering, almost 3 hour gangster epic. And, you have the period piece element captured, you have the music, the costuming, all of it really capturing Vegas. There's very intense and raw sequences throughout the film. This is a big, epic type of film that from start to finish, it really leans into all of those great Scorsese isms, dealing with the, voiceover, the fast cutting and editing, all of these elements, the brutality. There is certainly some brutal scenes, and particularly Joe Pesci does not have the most, you know, satisfying ending, but it is quite the crazy one. And this is a wild roller coaster ride for 3 hours. And lastly, we're going to take it way back to 1962 for the conspiracy, political, espionage thriller, The Manchurian Candidate. And this is from director John Frankenheimer, who made a career of making some intense, thrilling films. Not all of them were great, but this one is for sure. And this grand conspiracy stars Frank Sinatra, Lawrence Harvey, Janet Leigh, and Angela Lansbury, who is absolutely evil and horrifying in this film. I Jessica Fletcher, how could you? Mrs. Potts, how could you? Mrs. Lovitz makes a lot of sense. But Angela Lansbury is incredible in this. This is a real good performance from Frank Sinatra. And Lawrence Harvey plays such an interesting protagonist who gets sent through these crazy experiences. And this film, crisp, black and white, uncovers this brainwashing conspiracy set on the backdrop of the McCarthy witch trials of, the era with all of HUAC and blacklisting and all those things. This is dark. It's twisted. It's scary. It's absolutely thrilling. The twists and turns keep you on edge throughout the whole entire film. And it has all these political layers to it, these complexities. It is a thrilling, complex, and harrowing film. As you get towards the end of the film, there's some really impactful moments that really stick with you. And I haven't seen the remake, but this John Frankenheimer original, it deserves its spot in that conversation for great political thrillers for sure. But that's a wrap here on the streaming wasteland, another episode in. And let's do a little summation. We're going to head over to Hulu streaming service, and we have 2014's Neighbors, 1995's Casino, and 1962's The Manchurian Candidate. And thank you all for listening. Make sure to like, comment, and share on this episode. What's your favorite raunchy comedy of the 21st century? What's your favorite gangster film? And what's that political thriller that really burrows underneath your skin? And make sure to follow or subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast. The SPDM Crew Podcasting Network is ever expanding. There's so many great shows, plenty of different interests, especially if you love movies, and for you to get some entertainment out of it. And if you want to join the crew because you want to be a guest on one of these shows, or if you want to start your own podcast and have your own idea, please reach out to us on our website. And if you like our logo, check out High Flyer Creative for all your digital marketing needs. But most importantly, thank you as always for tuning in and supporting the streaming wasteland here on the SPM Crew Podcasting Network.